What's up?
Grow your coins, you gotta grow your coins. Grow your coins, grow your coins. Grow your coins, grow your coins, you gotta grow your coins. Grow your coins, grow your coins. Grow your coins, grow your coins, you gotta grow your coins. Grow your coins, grow your coins. Grow your coins, grow your coins, you gotta grow your coins. Grow your coins, grow your coins.
What's up, everybody? I'm the Crypto Crow, half hillbilly, don't you know? Song is getting annoying. Oh, man. I have thought about doing something different. Maybe it's time for a new version of the song. I'm not really sure what to do. I don't hear it. I don't hear it anymore. So, did you just wake up? Kinda, Rusty. What's up? I've had the worst problem getting to sleep lately. Like, I'm like just laying down at 3 a.m. and then I have my whole winding down process, which takes a couple hours. So, yeah, I can handle the new version. Wait, I already did. Yes, made it to be live. Sending some love. Thank you, thank you. When will cryptos boom? Let's see. Greetings, Crib. Nice posh hat. What's up, Jack? I'm making a robot better. Oh, of course, my wife is calling now that I'm live. Let's see what my wife has to say. Hi, honey. I'm live on YouTube. What's up? Is there anything important going on? All right. Love you. My wife just has impeccable timing. So I just thought I would mess with her a little bit. Crypto is too exciting to sleep. You know, honestly, what do you do, man? I mean, I feel like I'm running myself crazy with all the stuff that I've got brewing, and yes, I have a dip in. I think I was gonna come on and hang out and kind of go over some stuff. Let me close Telegram. I don't want. Um. Okay. Well, first thing I wanted to talk about real quick is Experty. I'm giving away $50 worth of Experty gift cards to random 10 lucky people. Total prize is $500. Just retweet this and follow me for a chance to win. Picking the winner on February 15th at 11 a.m. This is real. Let me see if it's still, I think this was loaded a long time ago. So yeah, so it's up to 240 retweets. And basically, I wanted to explain a little bit about what I'm going to be doing on Experty. So, excuse me, for those that don't know, Experty is this app that, I have it, and it's going to enable people to basically call me. So I'll be able to put my phone on available in the app, and then people that are following me on Experty will know when I'm available for calls. Now, I'm only doing one at a time, obviously. But for people that want, I really do look like hell, don't I? I'm not gonna lie. I need to change my sleeping habit. I got to get back in the swing of waking up earlier and stuff. But for people that want to talk about life, love, relationships, no, I'm kidding. For people that I probably shouldn't do live streams with a dip in. It's kind of I don't know what the word is. I'm really not really all that awake yet. I'm not gonna lie. It's 1:40 in the afternoon. I'm struggling. I haven't even finished my whole coffee. So anyway, Experty is basically this app that allows people to call you, and it's like they pay by the minute using Experty tokens. And the the crew is really aggressive and they're very tenacious in terms of getting people on board. And I mean, it's a nice app. I mean, I was kind of messing around with it and it's pretty solid. And I think ultimately I'm going to be able to use this to consult with. I'm not, it's not going to be a financial advice thing. So you won't be able to call me and be like, hey, Crow, what should I buy? That's not really what it's going to be about. And I can't legally do that anyway. So for those of you already with your wheels turning, it's not going to work out that way. But it will enable people to, call me and just have like a discussion. There are a lot of crypto companies that email me wanting to pay me for, they want me to look over their white paper, or they want to, what my thoughts are on their business model, on their marketing plan, and all this other stuff. And so this will enable companies to ultimately do that. I'll be able to set up, times, during each day where I'm available for maybe a couple hours. I leave the app on and just accept calls. And so that's basically what it is. And it should be pretty cool. And I'm sure as the market starts to turn around, it'll be something I have as kind of a side gig, but that's ultimately what it is. I'm making a robot like Aquatos, but more advanced. I'd like to get in contact with you about this. I'm honestly, I wouldn't be interested. I mean, Aquatos is doing well. I will say that, well, I haven't checked it in 2 days. The last time I checked, because I don't use the, I forget what the thing is, basically where it doesn't make trades if it thinks the price is going to go down. I don't do that because I only trade coins that I'm like, well, if they go down and I'm holding them for a while, I'm fine with that. So, but it's making trades. But since the market has dropped quite a bit over the past week, I have been holding on to some bags, and there's no real system in place outside of setting stop losses, which I'm not doing that either. So I mean, you can do all those things and be making more. The thing of it, for me, stop losses. Stop losses in the trading bot for me just don't cut it, because I'm from the school that, like, I'm going to trade cryptocurrencies that I know are going, or that I feel anyway, are going to rise back up regardless of where they end up or where they go. And so I just ride it out. A gain is a gain. I don't want to take losses in my bot trading. Dude, set up a Zoom link again to get us to join the chat. You know what I probably will do that I think could be fun is, I wonder if I could do that now. I could potentially, oh no, I can't set it up down here. What I'll probably do just for fun is, and we'll see, we'll either get some crazies or we'll get some cool people, have some cool discussion. But since I'm like really trying to commit to this daily video now, I'm thinking I might, maybe one day a week, maybe even like Fridays or something like that. I'll set a time and then I'll create a Zoom link and I'll post the link in my Telegram group. And then whoever wants to pop on and say hi can, like, just, shoot the crap. That could be a fun thing. What do you guys think about doing something like that? Let me know, because I might do something like that. Maybe once a week, I'll post a new Zoom link in my Telegram group, and people that are free and available at that time can just pop on live video and say hello. I would just say, if we do that, make sure you've got a decent camera and a decent microphone so that you don't look like you're in like a cave in Afghanistan or something. Bro, what's the plugin you have on the desktop with the coin price? So, and this is a very informal video today, just so everybody knows. We're going to talk about a lot of different random stuff. So this is something called Rain Meter, and it's like a desktop overhaul kind of thing. And there's actually a lot of little functionality within. Like, if I click this stuff, I can open file directories and all kinds of things. And then there are a lot of different Rain Meter skins that you can use and make your desktop look in a bunch of different ways. And you can customize it and things. So I've had a lot of people ask what I'm using, and I was trying to keep it a bit of a secret, but it's no big deal. It's actually pretty cool. There are other software packages that you can get, but yeah, it's more of just like a graphical like interface for your desktop. Adam N, tipping just to be sure you see my message. Your sleep problems will be solved. Let's see. What was the message? Blocking glasses. There's a brand called Swania, aka Swanwick. They are amazing. I actually have a few people I work with wearing them too. We all swear by them. Best money spent ever. I'm not honestly sure what that is. Blocking glasses. It's not for me. I even take melatonin now. My wife finally got me onto melatonin, which I never even wanted to start taking. But I take it at night because I cannot shut my brain off. And I have insomnia so bad. Like a long time ago, I would be awake at 24 to 36 hour sessions pretty much constantly. My schedule would rotate about every couple weeks. You know, like 1 week I'll wake up in the mornings, the next week I'll be waking up at night. And I'm constantly rotating my sleep schedule. And there was nothing I could do about it. I just could not sleep. And for me, a big part of my problem is unfinished work. Like I work from home and I have to feel like I did something or I accomplished something or I made several steps forward in my goals or, you know, I can't stand having unfinished work. And when I'm at the mercy of other people to finish things so that I can move forward, it drives me fucking nuts. Like right now, I'm waiting on my goddamn lawyer to finish something that he should have had done a week ago. And apparently he's going to have it done today. But I lose sleep over that kind of shit. And it's like, because I'm so, if I have something that needs done, I get it done. I don't push the shit off. I can't enjoy myself in any other way until the stuff that I have outlined for myself to complete is completed. And it's one of the reasons why even prior to crypto, I was able to work from home because, you know, people trusted me and I had a reputation for what I did, you know, in developing mortgage companies and doing that sort of stuff. Nobody questioned me working from home because I got the results. And that to me was important because I'm not an early riser. I'm not a get up at 8 a.m. guy. I'm a get up at 10 a.m. guy, and I will crank it out all day into the night if I have to. I don't keep the same kind of hours that, you know, normal people do on their, like, you know, never ending treadmill of shit. I have a very defined kind of regimen, but sometimes it gets out of whack. I'm married, brother. I don't have to worry about that. Have a weekly crow's nest discussion. Yeah, Brandon, that's a really good idea. Here's the thing. That with the crypto market where it is, there's a lot of positivity going on. There's a lot of really good stuff happening. But I feel like it's all just little chips, little tiny bricks into this grand foundation. And like there was an article recently, and check out Experty. Let me see if anything has happened since I just talked about it. Okay, 3 more retweets. Cool. And I noticed that my Twitter, I'm getting close to 10,000 followers on Twitter, which is pretty cool. I just actively started using Twitter, like when I got into crypto. Like I always had my account and I used it for different stuff. I had automated bots running on it. You know what I mean? I had basically like adding people, following people, doing stuff like that for me automatically. This was years and years ago. And every once in a while I'd post real estate related stuff or mortgage related stuff, a lot of boring stuff. But at one point I realized like I had thousands of people on there following me and I really wasn't saying anything important. And so now I've really kind of taken to it. I feel like a lot of people give Twitter a bad rap because I feel like anytime you're in a place that you can be anonymous and just shit all over people without recourse, people are going to do it. Because, some people just wake up in the morning and that's their whole life. It's just trying to make other people miserable. And I've had a little of that since I've been active on Twitter, but it's not as bad as I think. To To be honest, I think most people just kind of get the fact that I'm as straight up as you can get. I mean, I don't know. It's like I don't use. I'm just not one. I don't go on Twitter and just start dumping on people, and I don't know. I just don't like the bad energy, man. I just don't. Especially at my age. I'm just too old for all the nonsense. Wow, if I look at that picture of me and then look at myself right now, I look like I got my ass beat and went live on YouTube. I haven't shaved, I haven't done anything. My eyes are super dark. Oh well. What's up, Ninja Crypto? Need CBD. No, I keep hearing that. One of these days I'm gonna get some. How many hours did you used to work per day in the mortgage industry? Was it like 12 hours on a constant basis or 8 to 9 hours? Honestly, I would do, it depends. Everything depends on what I have to do, like what I have on my plate. If I like to slack. Like, I mean, I do. I like to sit around and just do jack shit sometimes. But if I have like, let's say I need to send out 30 emails to recruit some loan officers. And then I had a training class where I would go in and I would train loan officers. You know, I'd have like, 30 loan officers in a room and I'm coaching them and talking to them. So I would do that for an hour. And then maybe I was working on some print marketing where I was designing some flyers, postcards, whatever. I would lay all that out. And then I would say, okay, what all could I get? And maybe this was for the week. Like this is everything that I needed to get done for the week. I would typically, if I had to work 14 hours in a day to get everything I needed done for the week done in a day, I would. And then I don't have the shit to worry about. I do whatever I wanted the rest of the week. And so for me, I liked having that comfort because, in typical corporate society, the idea is when you wake up, 6 a.m. or whatever the hell that god-awful time is, you go through rush hour traffic to get to work, rush hour traffic to get home from work. You've already wasted 2-3 hours of your day just in travel, just to sit at a desk and browse Facebook for a couple hours and maybe you get some work done and then you rinse and repeat every day. And it's like, I feel like that is the biggest waste of life and time. And that's why, like, I feel like I'm pretty unemployable. Like, I'm one of those guys to where if I commit to something, I'm committed, I'm getting it done. And I'll get results and I'll make shit happen. But don't tell me when and how I should do it. That's my thing. Like, I am unemployable in the sense that if I need to learn something, I will teach myself what I need to learn. And it's worked out well. I'm very self-motivated. And so it all depends on what I need to get done, what I'm trying to accomplish. What up, Crow? I think we have been at the bottom for a while now. Yeah. I don't know. I would love to be able to say, yeah, we're at the bottom. We've been at the bottom. Now we're just waiting. But a lot of people, they said, you know what? We would have one last big dump and then we'd be sideways for a while before we started to see things turn around and go up. Well, I mean, if we were to say that at 3,500, here's a bit of a dump. And that's a pretty sizable dump compared to what we've seen for a while. Is this it? I don't know. But we've been sideways for been a couple weeks. But we might continue on this path for another couple weeks. Honestly, here's the one thing that I've learned. No bullshit. Myself included. Nobody knows what the hell's going on. I don't give a shit how, a lot of these guys, man, they're out on YouTube and they're trying to tell everybody, they're trying to sound super important and they're trying to sound like, they have some inside info or they're full of shit. Nobody knows what the hell's going on in the crypto market right now because there's no way you can clearly define, quantify, and predict the current sentiment. I mean, you can say, okay, yeah, market sentiment is down. People have lost faith. There are a lot of people that all this is, everything going on in crypto right now, it is groupthink. If you can control groupthink, then you can control the market. That's really what it boils down to. You have to be able to control groupthink. And the only way you can control groupthink is with money. Why would anybody put money into establishing a new groupthink philosophy or groupthink sentiment or mentality when Bitcoin is at 3,400 and could potentially go a bit lower? All these people buying Bitcoin over the counter are not affecting the Bitcoin price on the exchanges, right? They're accumulating over the counter, and they're doing that for good reason. Because there's going to be a time, whether it's, anything could spark a turnaround of sentiment, at which point those with the big money who have been accumulating all this time, those people are then going to start actively establishing a new groupthink philosophy, a new groupthink sentiment. And that new groupthink sentiment is what is going to send up the market and it's going to start turning things around. But you have to be able to do it en masse quickly to be able to establish it. Otherwise, every little positive article that comes out, a new positive article once a day against all the shit and chatter, all over the place competing with that, it drowns out the positivity. And so that maintains this groupthink of negativity. And so that is honestly, there's a friend of mine who has a company that right now for the stock, they do this for the stock market. They monitor Twitter. I think they monitor Twitter specifically. And then I think they're adding like Facebook and some other social media outlets like Instagram and such. Maybe Instagram might not be on that list because that's more for like clothes and shit, I think. But basically, these guys, and I'm going to be talking to him pretty soon about how we can help each other. Because what they do for the stock market seems to really work, and they're pretty accurate. And they're not using charts to predict stock movement. They're using social sentiment. And from what I've gathered, they're pretty damn accurate. Now, apparently, they can do the same thing for crypto, but it's on a much smaller window of opportunity. And so basically what it does is it takes all of the conversation, like the global conversation about a particular stock, product, whatever, and they can tell, and they've shown, I've seen their examples of when at this point, this is when we said, Apple was going to start to fall and, within, and they were showing like other services that do something similar, but using other metrics. And they're like, these guys were 2 weeks behind us. Like we called this here. 2 weeks later, somebody else called it when it already dropped quite a bit. And, and so the point is, you can monitor and establish this groupthink sentiment by establishing these kind of tracers and being able to calculate how many people are feeling positive or negative. They're still in the middle. What are they saying? All that. So, overall, man, outside of that, I don't think anybody really knows what's coming or when or how. But what I do think is that it's going to be a matter of when the public has finally established this, all right, I'm going to give this another shot. So many people believe in this. The institutions are talking about it. Everything I see is positive. I'm going to go ahead and start throwing a little money in. And when that happens, I believe that the groupthink orchestrators, okay, if you will, are waiting to start seeing that happen. When they feel that the public is ready and accepting of it, that is when the new bull run will start. And that's honestly what I think. And there's no way to really predict that. There's no way to really define when that is going to happen. It is a matter of the positive news and the capitulation, if you will, starts turning a new leaf. When people have reached the point where they've given up, they just don't care anymore. But they're like, but I guess now I'll go ahead and throw in a little bit and see what happens. And that's what we're waiting on. Well, and that's true. That is a whole other side to that. I posted on my Twitter. It was kind of a funny thing. I don't know. Let me see if I still have it. Did I close it? Oh, I posted this thing on my Twitter. Oh, there's Cardano. He's getting bigger already. That's a couple weeks old, but he's getting bigger. Oh wait, I gotta play this video. My wife, like you guys know, she's a real estate broker. And so they shot this video. They're trying to do this series of videos. And they're pretty funny. So I'll play it.
Okay. This is the morning room.
Oh, nice. I like this.
Yeah.
Oh. That's a nice little area.
Hello.
Yeah.
Actually. Yeah, just send me that offer. That'd be great.
I just think it's funny. Basically, you might have a bad real estate agent and they're like all these examples of stuff that just terrible real estate agents do to their clients. Where's the thing? You guys probably saw Periscope. This book I'm reading is so fun. I'm telling you guys now, this book is so good. I cannot read fiction. I just can't. I can't get through it. I try. I see a book. As boring as it sounds, all I can really get into is nonfiction. I need to learn shit. Like I can read manuals and stuff if I'm learning something that I have a genuine interest in. Fiction for me is just, it's like I'm reading somebody else's made up bullshit. Like it's just hard for me to invest that time and stay committed. But this book, Armada, really strikes home because it reminds me of me. And so I feel like I'm reading a book about me and like my big dream and what I wish would happen. And so it's just every time I'm already like, I don't know, 130 something pages in. And that's huge for me because typically I can read like 1 or 2 pages before my eyes start to wear. And I'm like, okay, I'll come back to it. I'm reading a chapter at a time. I only read it when I'm in the bathtub, so I'm just relaxing. But it's basically about this guy who his father died when he was young. And he plays, my father hasn't died, but it's about this guy and he's like a video game nut. And he's into role-playing games and he's just in all this nerd stuff. And his dad was too. And he finds this logbook that his dad created where he was trying to map out this conspiracy of video game companies training video gamers to fight a potential global invasion from extraterrestrials, right? And I know it sounds crazy, but if you've ever seen The Last Starfighter, which I had that book as a kid and I loved it. And I was like, oh my gosh, I wish this could be me. And that's kind of how this is. And it's kind of an homage to like The Last Starfighter and some other movies. This would be a kick-ass movie. Like I'm reading this book hoping it becomes a movie. So if you're a reader and you're into fiction, you got to check out Armada by Ernest Cline. I mean, it really is cool. Oh, he's the author of Ready Player One. I didn't even see that. I didn't even notice that. That makes a lot of sense. Wow. I'm going to have to start following this guy, see what else he's got. So Ernest Cline. Okay. I'm going to have to look him up. But anyway, that book is really good. Here's what I was talking about. Ask not what crypto can do for you, but how you can use crypto. So one of the things that I believe is going to help change the sentiment, help turn the market around, is the general public being able to actively start using cryptocurrency without feeling like they're having to try. I think that like Experty, I believe that Experty it's one of those things to where, okay, you want to talk to a professional or an expert, if you will, or whatever, somebody in any given field where, you know, maybe it's a life coach or whatever the case may be. Like I could probably do this and continue teaching loan officers. Like when I was a mortgage loan, I was a mortgage loan officer for a while. Nobody could sell like mortgages like I did. I mean, because I was so straight up. I was so like, people knew that I cared. It wasn't some big show. Like, I broke down in tears once talking to an old woman whose husband had died. Like, a lot of people see all this stuff about reverse mortgages and, oh, it's a scam and it's this and that. It really isn't. Like, a lot of family members hate reverse mortgages because they just want, when, you know, like, if all like your parents are really old and, you know, they're almost free and clear on their house, and you're going to get it when they pass on, and then, you know, your mom or your dad are like, oh, we're going to do a reverse mortgage to make our lives easy. And you're like, no, because then that basically increases the mortgage principal a bit. You know what I mean? And that you take over, and it's like a selfish thing. But this woman, I think they had a household income of like $1,500 a month or whatever. Their mortgage payment was like $1,500. And because her husband died, she lost his like Social Security and pension money and all this other stuff. And she couldn't afford to keep her house, and she was scared to death. And I broke down. I was like, this is terrible. And in that instance, I was like, you know, we might be worth looking into a reverse mortgage. And she was like, oh, I don't know. My daughter says those are not very good. And I was like, well, you need to go through this course. Like, you have to get a reverse mortgage. You have to, man, even thinking about that woman gets me welled up. But I'm pretty sure, like, we saved her house. Like, she didn't have to lose her house, and she actually was able to get money, to live. Like, and that it was crazy. But anyway, you know, once after I was a mortgage loan officer, I became a director of business development, helped somebody open a new branch, broke records in their volume within 6 months. I mean, top 10 branch in the country. I mean, you know, helped this guy make a lot of money. And the whole time, like, the people at corporate were trying to get him to screw me over. Like, well, he's done his job. You can let him go. Like, you don't need him anymore. And like, there was all this bullshit. I'm like, fuck corporate America, man. Like, you know, screw all these greedy pricks. And I was just like, you know what? I'm tired of, like, I'm not going to keep doing this. I'm not going to keep, you know, busting my ass to help somebody else make a shit ton of money, and just get screwed. And so that's when I became an independent consultant, and everybody knew what I had done for this one branch. So everybody around here wanted me. And then I ended up going with another company who, they weren't in the purchase business. They were a refinance operation. And I had converted their entire office from, like, I don't know, it was like 90 something percent refinance to like 80, like high 80% purchase, and doubled their volume within that first, I think it was like 6 months. You know, loan officers that were doing, you know, $300,000 a month in volume, loan volume, I got them doing like $1 million plus, like, you know, and just the way I was teaching them. And so, and I had offers from all over the country, man. Like, people want me to consult with them and help and do certain things. And then I ended up becoming the VP for a mortgage company. It was a different scenario. It was like VP of sales. I pretty much had all the power to do what I wanted, but then like the CEO of that company, like, I don't know, some shit happened. The company ended up selling to another one. I'm like, I'm done with all this shit. But that's when I was in crypto, and I was like, I'm just going to quit. I'm just leaving mortgage altogether. But anyway, that was a really long-winded thing. So yeah, I'm totally just rambling. But overall, yeah, the idea is it's about market sentiment. And the more people are able to start utilizing cryptocurrencies for different purposes of use, like not just gimmicky shit that they don't care about, but actually be able to utilize crypto tokens. You know, like my exchange is going to be focused entirely on tokens, like utility tokens. And I want to focus on, you know, legitimate operations, like tokens that we list on my exchange. We're going to be investigating. Like, we're not just going to list every shit coin on the market because they're willing to pay a listing fee. Like, it's going to be kind of exclusive in the sense that if I have a token available on my exchange, it's because I like it, because I think it's going to serve a purpose, because I think it's going to help people. And I think that's going to be extremely important, especially as we move forward, because I don't necessarily think that ICOs are going to be dead. Like in the next bull run, I'm sure we're going to have a lot of different ICOs. But I do believe that STOs are going to be where it's at. And what sucks is STOs, you're not accredited, you're not going to be able to get access to those. You're going to have to wait until they hit exchanges to potentially buy those, if that's even going to be a possibility. STOs, some of them may not ever hit exchanges. They may all be privately held only. And so we're going back to this. If you're not accredited, well, you're left out. You're out of the game. But the thing of it is while that sucks, I think that is ultimately what is going to help cryptocurrency make huge advancements. And by that I mean, when we're in a position to where everything is already controlled, in that sense, everything is really regulated. It's going to weed out all of the shit shows. Well, not all of them, but a vast majority of them. I think it's definitely going to weed out a lot of the shit shows that are out there. And I think that we're going to be in a position that we're not going to have to worry as much about the SEC coming in and saying, hey guys, we're here, we're watching, and we're going to start nailing some of you guys to a cross. And then the entire market scattering like roaches when you turn on a light. And that's ultimately what we just saw. That's why we're kind of in the position we're at. But there's still so much to be done. And, I do believe that the SEC has an interest in approving this ETF. I do. And I think that I've been saying it for a long time. I think at some point they're going to approve this thing. The institutions want it. The people want it. Everybody wants it. And I think that if that does happen, I don't even know what the date's supposed to be at this point. I think I saw something about, it was the end of February. I don't really know. I don't know. I have to look it up and find out. If anybody knows in chat, definitely feel free to let me know. But I think that when the ETF, what's this? SEC readying for a Bitcoin ETF. Let's see what this says. This is from February 5th, so this is today. Could this be a hint that the US SEC will give a go-ahead to CBOE, VanEck, and SolidX-backed Bitcoin exchange-traded fund? While there are subtle hints of something deeper going on, with institutional money set to flood and resuscitate a fledgling but emerging asset class, the US SEC will obviously demand accountability in a manipulation-free sphere, leveling the field for all investors. And there appears to be steps. Here's what Jay Clayton, the chair of the SEC, said about the lack of surveillance and outright fraud at the CoinDesk's Consensus Invest conference and why he's not ready about ETF. It's an issue manipulation. This is old. It's an issue, manipulation, that needs to be addressed before I would be comfortable. We've seen some thefts around digital assets that make you scratch your head. We care that the assets underlining that ETF has good custody and that they're not going to disappear. Okay. On February 3rd, the commission published a solicitation notice asking able businesses to provide viewable data of the most common blockchains in a way that there is no loss in data completeness and accuracy due to the data transformation tools and processes applied. While we can interpret this as steps in the right direction as far as the Bitcoin ETF is concerned, the involvement of institutional grade money will involve compromise. These compromises could even go against the tenets of blockchain, that of privacy and freedom. Here's the thing, guys. As much as I know that everybody wants to have a private coin and they like these privacy coins and they like being able to send money wherever they want to without having to worry about who can see it or know. It's a pipe dream. Like, to me, that's a pipe dream. You cannot, when I was a fight promoter, I would make, I might make 30 grand in a show and I would have cash like in a bag. Because like in some sense we would sell tickets at the gate and people would pay in cash. So I could have a huge bag of cash. And I remember going into the bank and, to make these deposits, and it was a process, and you had forms that you had to fill out. I think it was like anything over 10 grand. You basically they had to fill out another form, and it's basically for money laundering. And that's, how do I explain this? I don't want to sound like a dick, but it's like, if you are doing something with your money where you feel that you have to hide it from people, well, you're probably not doing something good. Like, yeah, I know some people are like, well, I'm going to hide, I don't want to pay taxes on it. Well, there are a lot of different ways you can go about like not having to pay taxes that are legal. Move being one of them. There are other ways of going about it. I don't believe that cryptocurrency has to be completely secret or private. I don't know. I guess I understand that it sounds cool, and I understand that it sounds great, but the same reasons that stuff sounds so great are the same reasons why there are so many problems with it in the eyes of the government, in the eyes of, look, it doesn't matter what country you're in, you're always going to have a government that you have to abide by. You're going to have laws that you have to follow. Like, that's anywhere. So you're not going to evade that stuff by, I'm just going to transfer my wealth from one place to another or send money from one place to another privately, and nobody will be the wiser. I'm telling you, it's just a matter of time until all that stuff is exposed anyway. And I think that the more people that try to rely on those kinds of outlets to skirt different systems, you're going to end up like Wesley Snipes. Let's put it that way, because it's not going to be long before I just see that a house of cards, people. I really do. That's just the way I think. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. And I'm sure that there might be quite a few of you out there that believe otherwise. And you might be cursing me in chat, but I just see a blue arrow letting me know there are a lot of people waiting. So I will check on those. But they go on to say OCIE will conduct examinations focused on, among other things, portfolio management of digital assets, trading, safety of client funds and assets, pricing of client portfolios, compliance, and internal controls. So it looks like they're making steps. Let's take a look at chat and see what's going on. So Samsung Galaxy S10 phone coming out within the next month has a cryptocurrency and integrated wallet in it. This is a huge new for Icon because of their partnership with Samsung. Let's take a look. Samsung Galaxy S10. I know that I sold my Siren Labs position. I just didn't like how they were handling things. And Samsung Galaxy S10 model. This is on YouTube 20 hours ago.
Metro has a hot new deal.
Yeah?
4 lines.
Ooh.
Only $100.
What?
Switch and get 4 lines of unlimited high-speed data for only $100. Plus, get 4 free phones. Metro by T-Mobile.
Hey, what's up guys? MKBHD here. So, like clockwork, every year before a new smartphone, a new big phone comes out, we get a bunch of renders and leaks and sometimes models of that phone as a sort of a sneak peek to what we're going to get. That happened with the new Pixel, that happened with the new iPhone every year, and Samsung's no exception.
You know what? I don't know if I can even show this because it might. I don't even know if I can show that. Somebody else's stuff. Wow. 1.9 million. Man, I need to be talking about tech. Damn. I'll have to check it out. I just don't think I can show too much of somebody else's video, or I think it like flags me and then I have to cut it out and it becomes a whole problem. So yeah. Release date. It'd be nice if they had an Apple version. But here's the thing, for me personally, and I tell this to everybody, I don't store crypto on my phone. I just don't. There are this is what I've learned in all the hacks and hack attempts and everything that I've suffered since I got into crypto. Being a public figure and talking about all this stuff, I don't leave anything to chance anymore, man. I mean, I don't. It is such a pain in the ass for me to do anything related to crypto because of everything that I have to do for security and all that. Let's put it this way. If it's easy for you, if it gives you, like right now, and this is something that I hope changes in the future, but if it's easy for you right now, chances are it's just as easy for a hacker to get access to it. And that's kind of but I'm responsible for a lot more than a lot of people. And it's like, I don't take unnecessary chances, and I definitely don't store anything on my phones, because what happens if I happen to take one of my phones out and I lose it, or it falls out of my pocket and I don't notice, or hell, maybe I'm drinking and I'm just like, and my phone falls out. And yeah, my phone, to get the access of my phone, it has face recognition, which does work. I've tested that quite a bit, and all that. But still, man, I just don't chance anything. But if it works for you and for small holdings maybe or something like that, sure. I mean, I guess it's fine. ETH is fine. Everything runs off of ETH. Yeah, Ethereum's not going anywhere. I think this is the best time ever to be in crypto. Right now is perfect. Well, I would disagree. I mean, that could be true, but I guess it depends on when the market does turn around. I would say about 2 weeks before the market starts to really turn around is the best time to get into crypto. Because my guess is that 2 weeks prior to things really turning around is probably when the lowest of lows has happened. It could be now, could be next week, could be next month, could be next year. That's the thing. Nobody really knows. A lot of people are saying that the next bull run will happen in the next, by 2020 or 2021. Here's the thing. That could be true. And I made a mention of this recently. This isn't necessarily about having the next bull run. To me, what it's about is the next bull market. I'm interested in the next bull market. I'm interested in us going from this state of, everything seems to either be kind of stagnant or sideways, and then we get another dip. Stagnant, sideways, another dip. This is a bear market, right? I want to see things start going up and then down, up and then down. That doesn't necessarily mean it's a bull run. It just means a bull market where the sentiment has changed to the point where there's more money going into purchases of crypto than there is selling it. And that is what I want to see. Because at that point, once we can start, once the market sentiment has changed enough that people can say, all right, we're in a bull market now. We're in a bull market. Once we get back to like $4,000, $5,000, then we're back in a bull market. And that's when I think things are going to start building momentum. And so for me, it's not necessarily, I don't have to see a bull run tomorrow. I just want to see the market sentiment turn around. And I'm hoping that the ETF and I'm hoping that some of the other things that are being worked on right now kind of help facilitate that and help turn this into a bull market. And in that process, yeah, I've done videos where I've shown statistics on use case and transactions, number of wallets. Ethereum is not going anywhere, regardless of what some people will lead you to believe. Hey, Crow, what are your thoughts on Dropple? Some people have been pleased with them. Let us know. I haven't used it. When I got hacked, that was the only thing that the hacker got. He got my Dropple tokens because I had just received them. And I just didn't, they had the ability, I don't know how their blockchain works, but from what I saw, they logged into that account and somehow sent them to another Dropple account. And I told them, I'm like, these got hacked. And I'm sure they could have, because you couldn't have traded them. I don't think you could sell them anywhere or take them anywhere outside of your another Dropple account. And they didn't do anything about it, so I just lost interest. I'm like, okay, well. But it seems like some people are enjoying it, but I probably won't mention them again on the channel because I have nothing to do with them. I don't use them, and I don't know. I see a lot of people, man, I tell you what, who's actually been doing some really good videos lately, who you guys are probably going to think I should absolutely hate? It's that Martini guy. Now, he really rips into Supo Man quite a bit, and he's done some shit videos on me. I think at least one. And, I'm sure a lot of guys, they go to him and they're like, oh, you mother effer, blah, blah, blah. And I just don't handle things that way. Like, there's a right and a wrong way to handle things, especially with people you don't know from different cultures, different parts of the world. And I was just very upfront with him. I told him, I was like, look, man, like you're gonna need to stop, slow your roll, or things are probably gonna get legal. Like, because a lot of the stuff he said in some of his videos are just flat out made up bullshit about me. And, he's like, oh, I'm just taking the piss. And, this is all just meme. It's, it's just for fun. And I'm like, okay, but your fun is wrong. Like, just flat out, it's wrong. And it's just bad. And, it turns out he's like a Python programmer, and he's like a smart young dude. Like, he's not just some ignorant troll. He's like actually a pretty smart dude. And so I just started talking to him, and he was receptive. And I guess he has some Telegram group like full of knuckleheads that are always trying to like push him to do bad shit. And I'm like, and I told him the story about, the I'm hardcore kid. Where it was this dude on Facebook, and like and I think I've mentioned this before, but this kid basically went on Facebook Live and was telling everybody he had a bottle of pills and that he was going to take a couple. And he was telling everybody he was hardcore, and all the people that were live on this channel were like, take more, take more. And he's like, I'll do it, I dare me, and they dared him. And like basically all these knuckleheads in his channel kept pushing him to take more pills until the last words out of his mouth before he died live on Facebook were, I told you I'm hardcore. And I told him about this story, and I'm like, your group and the people you surround yourself with can very easily dictate who you are and who you become, especially in this kind of environment. And I'm like, don't let these knuckleheads put you into situations that could A, get you sued, B, get you into a lot of trouble. I'm like, it's just not... if you want to, if somebody is worth doing a negative video about, then there probably is plenty of fact about them that you don't have to make up, right? And he just seemed real receptive, and we kept chatting. I actually invited him into this big influencer channel that I have. It's like a private invite-only channel. There's like 110 influencers in there, and I created this group so that people can collaborate and work together and exchange tips and ideas and get to know each other. And it's a pretty cool, solid group, and it's an active group. And at first when I invited him, I'm like, oh man, I hope I'm not making a big mistake. And he has since put out some of the coolest. I mean, he's still like, their expose videos, like, shit, I don't even have the links. But he did one on this guy that I've actually seen. I watched his videos, and he just sounded so good. I think he's Chinese. The Bitcoin fund manager. And I would watch this guy's videos myself, and I'm like, oh, that makes sense. And I would listen to him on occasion. And that Martini guy exposed this dude like crazy, man. Like, I don't even know how the hell he dug up some of the shit he dug up on this guy. But it was so eye-opening, and I think within like a week, this dude deleted like all but like 4 of his videos on YouTube. And I'm like, holy shit. I was blown away, and I was in chat, I'm like, dude, props on that. And so his videos have become more serious, I think, in a way. There's still some tongue-in-cheek kind of neener kind of attitude to him, but he's starting to get really good. And like, I think his new direction, I don't know, I have to say I'm kind of proud of him. Like, and because it's not a bunch of like, I don't know, like a lot of his videos be like, should we hate this person? It's like, why spread hate? Like, just stick to the facts. You know what I mean? I don't know. But anyway, yeah, that was like a really good video, and I was actually really proud of him. And he's done another one since, and I haven't had a chance to watch it. But I gotta say, man, he's doing pretty good stuff. Chat just jumped all the way to the bottom, and I don't want to miss anything. Crypto Crow, just wondering if you've changed your mind on XRP and filled your bags yet. I really want you to get rich off of it because it's the closest thing to guarantee we will ever see. I did a video quite a while back on Ripple, man. I mean, I'm in on Ripple. I've joined the bandwagon. Joey D, late. Man, such a slacker. Crypto Crow, have you watched my webcast with Hashoshi about Ethereum? No, I have not, honestly. I have not. I haven't watched any other YouTubers recently. I haven't really had time to watch a lot of other stuff. If you had any idea everything that I was doing right now, get it. But unfortunately, I haven't had the chance to watch much of anything. T Cox, yes, big time. They have updated a ton. Profit Trailer still updating. Have lifetime, but have not used it in a year. Yeah, look, I have not been following Profit Trailer, obviously, because of my involvement with Aquatos, but that's not to say that Profit Trailer is still not a very viable trading bot. I'm sure I could probably crank up Profit Trailer and make some money with it. Like, I have nothing against, even the developers of Aquatos have nothing negative to say about Profit Trailer. They are just different. You know, Profit Trailer is really good if you just want to. Profit Trailer is just a lot more complicated for people, and Aquatos, in comparison, makes it very easy. You know, Profit Trailer, unless they've changed it now, and I could be wrong because again I haven't seen what has updated in the past like year, but I don't think you can like back test with Profit Trailer. You can back test with Aquatos. You could throw up a bunch of different settings in Aquatos for a particular trading pair, run a back test for a month, 3 months, 6 months, or whatever, depending on the time of the candle, and know like, oh, if I were using this strategy over this period of time, this is how much I would have made. And then you could turn on paper trading, and then, you know, let it run for a week or two and see, okay, well, my settings worked in the past. Are they going to work in the future? And then once you're satisfied, you just turn on live trading and let it go for good. So, you know, they're two different animals. They work very differently. I think Aquatos is extremely user friendly. Like, I believe anybody could really, you don't need, dare I say, anybody can make money with Aquatos. Like, even the stock settings based on the strategy that you pick, you can just say, oh, I like this coin and I like that coin. And, you know, just use the stock settings for whatever you want, run a back test, see if it's profitable, and turn it on. I mean, it could be that simple. And now fine tuning those settings, you might find your thing more profitable per pair. But I like Aquatos and what they're doing, and they're just getting started. I mean, Profit Trailer's got like 2 years ahead of Aquatos, but Aquatos is going to get real beefy real soon. I'm the way, bro. Let's see. Over the counter is 90% anonymous for most transactions. KYC is kicked from scenario, which means which whales would want for sure, I believe. I don't know if 90% of over-the-counter trades are anonymous, because I know that a lot of over-the-counter trades are also handled through brokers, and they have to acquire like AML, KYC, and stuff like that. I'm almost positive, but they'd lose their broker-dealer license. Like they couldn't do that. So I'm not sure. Dude, you have 4 kids? Nuts. Yes, I do. I have 4 kids and they're all nuts. My kids are all. Let's see what else. Hey from Hawaii, what's up? Win Sprintin'? Joey D, I have both. Aquatos is great and much easier to set up and run, in my opinion, but at the moment I still lean to Profit Trailer, just a lot more options. Yeah, that's the one thing that Aquatos doesn't do that Profit Trailer does. You can set your settings in Profit Trailer, and it'll use those settings to trade every coin on the exchange, and that's all you have to do. And so in that regard, it's potentially more profitable, I would say, but it's you're going to get a lot more bags and you're going to trade a lot more shit coins unless you cancel those out in your settings. And a lot of that stuff can get complicated. Is your dad a giant also? I have never met my dad. Never met him. But I think he's like 6'2". I get my size and my height from my mom and my mom's side of the family. All my uncles are like 6'6". My tallest uncle was 6'10", who passed a few years ago. Just really, really sad. I've told that story several times, I think, on here. He basically died in China. His heart just basically popped right at dinner. And he knew it was coming, and he was supposed to have surgery. They said that it was too dangerous to have it. Still, it wasn't like is something about his aortic valve was expanding or something like that, and they didn't want to operate before they absolutely had to. It was a pretty sad situation, but and then China tried to hold his body hostage, literally. Like they held his body hostage, wanting like 30 grand cash or something like that to release. Are you a chewer? Yeah, sadly, I am. Have been since I was like a kid. Would be nice to offer your tax accountant. I'm not sure. Offer him what? I haven't even touched base with him since we did the video on taxes, but Elliot's great. I'm sure any of you guys that are working with. Anyone else notice Dent is over 10 million users and has had over 15 billion Dent purchased in the app in less than a month? I did not notice that, but that's pretty cool. I'll have to look into that. Bro, got tips on how to grow my mortgage business. You're in the mortgage business, huh? Ooh, boy, buddy. Yeah, I'm sure I'd have a lot of tips to help you grow your mortgage business, but couldn't do that in a live hangout. There's so many different factors to that. Like, are you a broker? Do you service your own loans? Are you, there are a lot of questions that I would have before I could even begin to tell you. Sold my Dodge Viper last month for crypto. Sacrifice 1 to gain 10 more. Money I'm willing to lose. Well, good for you. Tuned in from London. What's up, crypto miner? ADA ever get ledger support? I need to check. I don't know if it's gonna be this week or next, but I think I'm gonna do a big kind of an in-depth Cardano update. I hate living in the US when it comes to crypto. Yeah. What's up, Mad Cow? Bro, you looked at Dent lately. Good things. I'll take a look. Is your mother tall? Yeah, my mom's 5'9". Time to go take a nap. Are you currently staking any coins or looking to get any? I'm not staking anything. No, not really. I mean, I have a couple coins that yeah, I guess I am staking. Can you do a VPS setup video for Aquatos? Yeah, I could probably do something like that. There have been some copies of Aquatos selling, but like, which it's crazy to me. Like, now is the time to be getting it. Like, if you plan to do any bot trading at all during the bull market or a bull run or whatever, now's the time to get the damn bot while it's cheap as dirt. I don't know what. It's funny because I might see 2 or 3 sales of the Aquatos bot a week right now, and when it's like dirt cheap, and then when Bitcoin's worth $10,000, there'll be 50 people a week buying it, and it's like, it's crazy. It's just, that's when people are paying attention. The thing of it is there are 153 of you watching live right now. You should all, like, if any of you plan on doing bot trading, I guess I can't tell you like go get the bot, but like, if I plan on doing any automated trading at all, I would be getting it while it's cheap as dirt. All right, well, I mean, that's it for today. I'm gonna call it. We've been in an hour. You know, some of these hangout videos, if there's more to say and talk about, I'll probably stay on a little longer, but I haven't eaten anything yet, and it's almost 3:00. But I just wanted to like come and hang out and talk. And to be quite honest with you, I couldn't even tell you anything that I just said in this. I have no idea what I even talked about. That's how like fried my brain is from lack of proper sleep. So anyway, but I mean, and let me know in the comments, you know, hit the likes. I never ask people, what's up, Rolex 23? You made it. Hit the likes for me, folks, and post your comments. I'm all about, I'm going to be checking the videos and seeing what the comments are, any questions and things. And I want to get more active in the comments on my videos. But you know, it's helpful, and like, let me know. Like, I want feedback on these videos because I'm going to be experimenting with different things. Some just hangouts like this where I come on with no real purpose, just to hang out, talk, answer questions, let you guys kind of guide the discussion where we go and what we look at. You know, I'm going to be doing, I'm planning a video all about STOs, what they are, what they mean, how they're going to be used, invested in, what it means to accredited, non-accredited investors, and so forth. I expect that coming. You know, I'm going to be doing a kind of a recap of Cardano, where they've been, where they're at, where they're going, just a lot of different stuff in the works. But you know, your comments and your feedback on these videos are really helpful to me, just so that I kind of have an idea as to what matters to you? What kind of content is helpful to you? What do you want me to research for you? What do you want me to teach you? What do you look to me for? That will all help. So let me know in the comments, folks. And until next time, crow your coins, and I'll see you again soon, hopefully after I've had more sleep.